Hi, Tara Salee, Hy-Vee dietitian, here today to talk to you about some healthy game day snacks. We are in full swing of football season. There's a lot of tailgating going on, a lot of game day gatherings and social events. So today we're going to go over a couple tips on how to stay on track and stick to your health goals while also enjoying watching your favorite teams, as well as I will make a couple of my top picks of game day appetizers that you can take to those parties. So to start off, whenever you are going to any kind of social event, whether it be a tailgate or any other party, it's always a good idea to, number one, eat from a plate. There's usually a lot of food and a lot of options, and it can make us kind of fall into that lull of grazing and nibbling on things and not really being mindful of the food we're choosing. So my top tip is always to grab a plate. So get in the habit of scoping out what food is available, what are the healthy options, what are some of your favorites that you know you're going to want a bite or two of, and then get a plate. Make yourself a plate and eat from that plate so you're not in the habit of grabbing things here or there. The second thing is to always take something you can go back for seconds of, and that is not going to be an unhealthy choice for you. So take something that you can have a bit more of that's not going to break the bank in terms of your health goals. So a couple of those quick grab and go options I have to show you here today are some of the things that you probably think of most often. That would be something super simple like grabbing a pre-made fruit tray or a pre-made veggie tray. These are a great way to sneak in that color. Most of us aren't getting enough color. I talk about this with you guys, I feel like pretty much every month, but it's one of those food groups that we're just not eating enough of. So any way you can have these more available so that not only you, but other people are able to increase their fruits and veggie consumption is gonna be a big win. So to pair with your veggies, think about some fun dipping sauces. These Bolthouse Farms yogurt-based dressings that are available in the produce aisle are a great option because they're loaded with flavor, but they are much lower in fat and saturated fat. They're a better option, more heart healthy because they are going to be a lot lower fat. The other thing you can think about are kebabs. They are a super fun finger food. You can grab them pre-made at the meat department, which we have, this one it has sirloin, some bell peppers and onion on there. And this is something really simple to throw on the grill or even put in your air fryer. You could also make these yourself. You can mix it up. You can do chicken or shrimp or other things on there as well, but it makes for a fun finger food. Another easy grab and go healthy tailgate option is going to be doing some guacamole. You can pick this up in the produce department as well. Remember, avocados are loaded with those heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. These are good for our heart. We know now that it's not how much fat necessarily, but the type of fat we're eating. And this is the good stuff. Secondly, it also has a lot of fiber. Just remember portion size when it comes to guacamole. Usually a portion of it is going to be about 2 to 4 tablespoons. And then from there, you could pair it with a healthy dipper. You could use your veggies from your veggie tray for that dipper, or you could try something like a bonito with that. Remember, these bonitos are made from white beans, so you're getting an extra pack of protein, an extra punch of fiber as well, so they're going to be a bit more filling for you. Another fun option that is a quick grab and go tailgate idea would be to do the zucchini tots or the broccoli tots. These are a great way to sneak in extra veggies, especially for kids as well. And then you can pair those with a fun dipper, something like the Bolthouse Farms as well. The base of these is going to be zucchini. I also grabbed one that's a cauliflower base that has a little bit of cheese and bacon mixed into it. So this is a really fun finger food that you can have set out with a fun dipper to go with it. All right, so first off, you always want to grab a plate. Don't get into that habit of grazing. Secondly, always make sure that you're going to take something that you could go back for seconds of, like your veggie tray. You could always go back and grab a few more veggies. Next off, I want to show you a couple different recipes that you can make. These are recipes that, while they're healthier, you're not going to sacrifice flavor here. So the first one is going to be the sesame turkey bites. So for this recipe, you are going to need a pound of ground turkey. I got the 99% lean ground turkey. You're going to need some dried parsley, some onion powder, some whole wheat breadcrumbs. You could also use just a loaf of bread and pulse that in your food processor if you want to use what you have on hand. Some salt and pepper. You're going to need some minced garlic or a clove of garlic, an egg, some teriyaki sauce, as well as some sesame seeds. So to get started for this one, I went ahead and I put the ground turkey just in a bowl. From there, we are going to add our breadcrumbs, our garlic, and our onion. So we need some breadcrumbs. We're going to do half a cup of breadcrumbs here. Again, these are whole wheat. If you're going to pick these out and buy these pre-made like I did, you want to look for that whole wheat right on the front. If you're ever like confused about which one you're buying, you could also look at that ingredient label. You want to find that very first ingredient says the word whole. Next off, we're going to need to add our parsley flakes. If you want to use fresh, that's fine too, but you're going to need 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, and you're going to sprinkle that right in. You know, we talk a lot about trying to incorporate those fruits and vegetables, and so something else you could do is you could actually sneak more veggies into something like our turkey meatball as well. You wanted to mince it up super fine and could get more veggies even in the dishes you're making. So now we're adding some onion powder. We're doing 1 teaspoon of that. So make sure when you're getting this, you are looking for onion powder, not onion salt, because the powder doesn't have sodium in it like onion salt would. All right, so we're gonna do some black pepper. We're going to do some salt. And now we need some garlic. So this is the minced garlic. I just find this really handy. You could also use the clove garlic, and that would be just fine as well. All right. Okay, so now we're going to give this a good mix. You don't want to over stir the sesame turkey bites, but you do want to make sure that it's all combined. I find that it is a lot easier to mix these by hand. So wash your hands and then just dig in and mix it that way. The other thing that will make this a little bit easier is to chill. Once we get everything mixed up, if you chill it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes prior to rolling these out into balls, then it doesn't stick to your hands quite so bad. Okay, so we got a pretty good mix started there. All right, next up we are going to crack our egg here. We need 1 egg. This serves as our binder. And then next off, we need some of our teriyaki sauce. So we're going to use a 1/4 cup of the teriyaki sauce. Oh, I didn't get that open. A 1/4 cup of the teriyaki sauce now. And then we're also going to garnish with some of the teriyaki sauce after they're cooked. All right. So we'll add that to our egg. And then we will whisk. We want to combine these two before we add it into our ground turkey mixture here. So once that's nice and combined, we will go ahead and add this in. All right. And then you're going to finish mixing. Again, try not to overmix, just until it's combined. The nice thing about using ground turkey instead of ground beef is it is leaner. So you are going to be having a lower fat meatball here, but again, with that teriyaki and all the seasonings in here, you're not gonna miss the flavor there at all. You could also use ground chicken as another option. Okay. So we are going to next roll these into about 1-inch balls and put those on a cookie sheet. So I went ahead and I sprayed that already. And I've also preheated the oven to 165, okay? So here we go, we're all mixed up. So at this point, if I was just making these on my own, I would go ahead and pop this into the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. It just makes it a little bit easier to roll these out, but I'm just gonna show you here real quickly. what that's gonna look like. All right, so I find it easiest to just grab a spoon so I get about the same amount every time. Kind of scoop it out, give that a little roll, and then place it on the cookie sheet. And I'm just gonna keep doing that all the way until I get all of the turkey sesame bites made. From there, I'm gonna cook these at 165 in the oven until they are cooked. It usually takes about 20 to 25 minutes. And then once we pull those out, we're going to garnish it on top with a little more of that teriyaki sauce, as well as the sesame seeds. So what I'll do here is I will finish getting all of these rolled out, and then we will make our second healthy appetizer, which is edamame hummus. So we'll work on that in just a minute. All right, back now to make our second appetizer for a healthy game day snack option. We will be making edamame hummus now. So this is a different spin on our traditional hummus. Edamame is a vegetable. This is plant-based soy protein here. It comes in these little pods. And what you're gonna need is actually to buy the shelled edamame in the freezer section that you can, it comes actually just already shelled for you. It almost looks like a lima bean, or you're gonna have to shell these yourself. So today when I was looking for the shelled edamame, we happened to be out of it. So what I did is I just grabbed this steamer bag of edamame in the pod. I went ahead and steamed it in the microwave, and then it's super simple to actually just shell it. You just kind of push on one side and they come right out. So that's all I've done so far. You're gonna need 1 cup total. The reason why this is a great option is because this has a little bit more fiber and a little bit more protein than a traditional hummus would. So your normal hummus is made from garbanzo beans or chickpeas, which is also a healthy source of plant-based protein. This just ups a little bit that protein content, which makes it a better snack for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a cup into my food processor. The other ingredients that you're gonna need for this is you will need some salt and some cumin. You'll need some lemon. You will need sesame oil, as well as some minced garlic, and then whatever you want to use to dip. So I grabbed some whole wheat pita, as well as I also have out the veggie platter and the bonitas, which would also work as a good dipper. Okay, so from there, we're going to add our oil. So we will need 1/8 of a cup of this, so really not much. Okay, so we're gonna add the sesame oil. Oh, and I also wanted to mention, so I think I transposed what I was trying to say earlier with the sesame turkey bites. We want to cook those at 350, and so the internal temperature reaches 165. We don't want to cook those at 165 degrees. So cook those turkey bites at 350, which ours are still going back there. Okay, so we just added the sesame oil. Next up, we are going to add some lemon juice. So I am doing some fresh squeezed lemon. I'm guesstimating we need about 1.5 tablespoons here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give that a squeeze. All right. We've got that. From there, we're going to add our garlic. This garlic is already minced. It's in olive oil, which is another heart-healthy oil. We're going to add some cracked salt. And we just need 1/8 teaspoon of cumin. I like cumin, so I usually do a little bit more than what the recipe calls for, but you can do it to your taste. Okay, so that is actually all we need for this. So we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on and pulse this. You're wanting this to pulse until it's pretty much smooth. A smooth texture. It smells so good with the fresh lemon. Okay, so we're gonna do that again. And kind of scrape it down so it continues to mix really well. right. We're just about there. So once this is done, all you have to do is put this in a dish, cover and refrigerate until you're ready to serve it. This holds well, so you can make it in advance. And again, at most parties and tailgates, everyone loves a dipper. It just goes with everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get this into our dish here. And then all you have to do is pair it with whatever you're wanting the dipper to be. So again, I grabbed the whole wheat pita. You can put some veggies with it. These I like because you can actually cut these down, which brings me to my last tip for tailgating and game day gatherings is go with the minis. So whenever you're at a party like that, probably notice like people want to try everything. So it makes it a lot easier and healthier to be mindful of portion size when you go for smaller sizes. So if you're making a dessert, for example, cut them into very small pieces. For this pita bread, you could cut the portion down so that everyone gets small triangular wedges instead of getting, you know, like a whole half. So I'm just cutting like thin slivers to go with as the dipper. Anything else you're making, similar to like we looked at the kebabs earlier, that would be something else that you could make a mini. So maybe using, cutting your skewers in half and making mini kebabs. So everything is just kind of miniature size and lends more to appropriate portions, especially when you're wanting to try a lot of things. All right, so here's a few of those full grain pitas to go with there with our edamame hummus. And then again, trying to get those veggies in there as well. So let's check real quickly. Not quite sure if this is finished, but I was gonna show you guys how. So these are actually not quite done. However, I can still kind of talk you through the end of this recipe. So these look like they need just probably like 5 more minutes. But once they are done, I would go ahead and transfer these turkey sesame bites to another plate. And from there, I would take a 1/4 cup of this teriyaki sauce and I would do a light drizzle just right over the top, and then also sprinkle the sesame seeds right on top. It's gonna make it for a prettier presentation. Again, you could even do these in a mini. If you wanted to roll them smaller and put a toothpick in each one, that would make that portion size a little smaller as well. So hopefully today you have some new ideas for some appetizers and dishes you can take to your next game day gathering that might be a little bit healthier than what you would have chosen otherwise. I hope you also have some new ideas for ways to make your game day gathering a little bit healthier. As always, Hy-Vee dietitians are here to make your lives easier, healthier, and happier. Have a great day.